Hey, it's Vanner, and it is a cold, miserable day in Warsaw, Poland today. And not the best way to start the week. In fact, I've set my little desk lamp to a bit of a sunshiny, warm light just to feel a little bit warmer. Also, unfortunately, my journey to Brodnica, I brought a little guest back. I think the guest went to Marta and then across to me. So a little bit of a flu kind of uneasiness in the throat going on at the moment, and hope to shake that in the next day or two, which makes talking a little bit of an effort. But hey, let's not complain about these things. The weekend was extraordinary in itself, and I'm kind of living off of that for the last couple of hours because yes, we did go through to Brodnica to spend a bit of time at our new little country house, and actually turned out staying 2 nights. The first night was bitterly cold. We managed to switch on the heating. So I think I've joked around about this whole idea of central heating that I have no clue about. And we have this kind of, looks like I don't know how to describe it. It looks like a electric generator system pipes thing in the basement of this place. So we are responsible for managing that. Managed to switch it on. But then, as I've learned later on, but I was kind of aware of it, is that if something like that, these heating systems are off for quite some time, you have like water going away because it's kind of water being heated up by oil, and the warm water then heats up the building. And then over time, you have to replenish the water, but then also from time to time, as most things aren't perfect, air sneaks in. So we were sleeping at the top floor of our little place, and the heating system didn't manage to heat up the top floor for the most of our first night there, which was really, really cold. It wasn't a comfortable sleep at all. However, not bad. I'm not talking about Belarus/Poland kind of vibes on the border there. But it did give us a little bit of a taste of what people on the border must be going through, because we were cold in that big building, and I can't think of anybody wanting to sleep outside in this environment at all. It must be devastatingly cold and uncomfortable and painful. I think that's the words that come to mind. So we managed to get the air out of the system. And then we also had a lady over to come and look at some of the renovations we want to do. So the bathroom is kind of a little bit of a disaster. Her words is that the bathroom was designed by a man for kids. And she just shrugged her shoulders. So we might get someone in to just help us a little bit to figure out how we want to fix that, which is kind of cool. So that process will be ongoing, and we'll do little bit by little bit. And our first purchase of the house is a mattress, so we have somewhere to sleep with some blankets, and it was really cool to do that. I think the thing that I cherish is that we woke up in the morning. I was looking after Francie. Marta popped out to a little bakery that was open really early. Came back. We had some really nice fresh bread. Drank some coffee because I slugged off my coffee machine to the new place. And we were just hanging around this countertop in the new kitchen. So also found a little spot in the house where I could sit in the window and really look at people coming and going in Brodnica. So it was really cool to do that, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. Lots of different things happening. We also managed to lock ourselves out of our little generator room. There's a problem with the door, so we had to get people in to help us open the door because we couldn't switch off the generator at the end, or the heating system. So, many adventures still awaiting us. And one of the other extraordinaries or precious moments that I have from the weekend is that Marta also went out to buy us this kind of, it's not a Christmas tree, but it's like a tree-like structure with lights on it, and we placed that in the window. And it was nice to actually indicate that, hey, there's some life in this building, and it was illuminating the whole house. So it was definitely a fun time, and lots of conversations with Francie, kind of confused about what's going on, and kind of partaking in the adventure. And we're trying to. I think that's the big challenge at the moment. Is as Martha and I debate these deeper conversations about what we want to do and kind of brainstorming about things, it's also about trying to be inclusive to make sure that old Francie also forms part of this adventure, because for him, he wants to go out and play, have adventures, and then these two old boring farts are talking about renovations and what we want to do with the house to make it cozy. But I must admit that he is kind of warming up to this whole pink house idea, especially the fact that I told him that it's his house. So we'll see how the rest of this plays out and in months to come. I think it's going to be a slow churn. I'm looking forward to going back there again soon, just to hang out, reflect, and add things to it. Martha and I kind of agreed that rather than just stockpiling a whole bunch of stuff to hoarding things up there, we're gonna put stuff in the house that we like. So Martha's got her eye on a chair that she really loves, and I said, grab it, get that chair, add the stuff to the place that you like. We don't want to fill it up with all kinds of secondhand junk and stuff that we didn't want there, just because you have to have a table or just because you have to have a dresser or a couch. We will add the things that we like and the things that we need as time goes on. And of course, sitting here talking about that experience, I also realize my, the fact that I'm really lucky to have this conversation, and I'm grateful to have that. And that's always in the back of the mind, right? That we are able to explore this little new adventure, whatever it brings, because there's also uncertainty for what the future holds for all of us here, right? So now the adventure continues. And as Martha continues her transition out of her current employer for this week, I'm hoping that we could spend a little bit more of kind of time together, and I want her to be comfortable as she steps into this new role next month. Next month she starts, and it's going to be important to make sure that there's no additional pressure on her, because I know when you start a new job, it's fundamentally a really stressful thing to do. From a business perspective, I have a couple of meetings this week. One important one that I hope is going to be a positive one that might lead to some new adventures. Nothing concrete. I would say it's still really up in the air. It's about 10% there. So, but I tend to kind of visualize things, and sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's not that good to overthink things. So that meeting will happen on Wednesday, and I'll see what happens. I'll see how that plays out. But then also, I'm trying to also motivate myself to think about what I'm going to have to do or what I need to do going into the new year. Business will be slowing down for me as I head into December, and I'm also facing a bit of a more quiet January, and I have clients, valuable clients that I'm kind of looking after for the next couple of weeks, so it's not that bad, but February is a little bit uncertain. So it's not that I'm scared that I'm saying this, it's just things that are kind of ticking over in my mind, and things that I need to consider in planning, because if you want to be busy in February, you need to start thinking about doing things now. So all kinds of interesting things happening at the moment. And the last thing I need is this chronic sore throat and dizziness. So hopefully taking it easy for the next day or two, and then get back into action again, because I also have another bigger project wrapping up at the end of middle next week, which was a kind of where I played a mentorship role. Unfortunately, the pilot program is not going to continue. Nothing that myself or any of my colleagues did wrong. It's just sometimes you launch a product to test to see how the market reacts, and sometimes the market doesn't react. Not that the market didn't reacted negatively to this project, but it didn't really land perfectly into the value that this client wanted to bring. However, that being said, the client's really happy with the work we've done. We have, like I always say, when you launch something, the one thing you can guarantee is that you're going to learn something. And not about self-enrichment, it's learning about the product. It is, we learned a few things, the client got to learn a few things, so it is a success. But a little bit of a pity that we can't continue with this, because I really enjoyed doing some design mentorship for the last, I haven't spoken much about it, but it's the last 3 months that I've been busy helping people through this program, and every week connecting with some folks across the globe to talk about design and help them through the process. But yeah, that's wrapping up with a big bang. Sorry, not boom, big bang next week. And that's also slowing down. So that means I'm saying goodbye to another client. They mentioned some extra work, but that is then a wrap for that client, which I'm super grateful to have had. So as one goes, new ones come in, right? And new opportunities come your way. And it's just about going out to find them, I guess. So here's to another hopefully productive and creative, that's important, creative and experiential week.